first time I've seen my jersey. Oh, I love this.
Finally here. No. All right.
It's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana, and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye. When I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated and I just kind of feel like my spark is back, everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet. So this should be really fun.
Cunningham, who got the star treatment as the Indiana Fever introduced her officially to their team. Now, the Indiana Fever, we all know, they know how to make an entrance. Over the last couple of years, they have, well, really last 2 years, really, they've kind of built a reputation for rolling out the red carpet for their new acquisitions. And Sophie Cunningham is the latest player to receive the full star treatment. If y'all don't know, Sophie Cunningham was acquired by the Indiana Fever due to a blockbuster 4-team trade earlier this year. She was formally introduced to the public on Tuesday with an event-filled day where she had a press conference, she had a media scrum, she had a courtside appearance at a Pacers game, she had a practice session where they literally posted every single shot she made in that practice, and she was everywhere. Sophie Cunningham was absolutely everywhere. And it's clear that the Fever are continuing to go all out for their newest additions, and Sophie Cunningham is just as excited to be in Indiana.
What was your reaction initially to the trade, and how have you felt about your time with the Fever, even just in this month so far?
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I think it's refreshing. I've been in Phoenix for the past 6 years, was drafted out there. I've had a really great time. I've been very blessed with being around a lot of GOATs in the game and learning the game on another level. But again, this is just a new style, and this is the style that I thrive in. When you have people who can shoot the ball, who move the ball, who are running gunners, and share the ball, this is the type of offense that I want to be in. And so I'm just stoked. And like I said, the offense is more my style, but I'm also surrounded by a great culture and great people, and that's what I'm also very excited about to be here in Indiana.
Now, when Sophie first got the call that she was going to get traded to the Indiana Fever, she was super excited. She let us know that, of course, she was hanging out by the water. And she said her first thought was, heck yeah, we're about to win a championship. And guys, honestly, if you look at this roster, I mean, she's probably not lying. She's probably not lying, guys.
And so I was actually poolside when I found out, and there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long. But to be honest, my original thought was oh heck yeah, we're about to go win a championship. That's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people, it's about the culture. I learned a lot out there, but now I'm ready to move on to something bigger, something better, and have a lot of really great players around me to seriously go win a championship.
If y'all don't know anything about Sophie, she is a fierce competitor, known for her toughness. She is what a lot of people would call a 3-and-D player, even though she didn't necessarily call herself that initially. She is someone who can knock down threes left and right. Also, she is someone who can sit down on defense and play with that toughness. She joins the Indiana roster that is, in a lot of places, loaded up for a deep playoff run. They have the additions of DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sydney Colson, and you have the team's young core in Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aliyah Boston. It's looking pretty good in Indiana. She's just excited to go out there, hoop, and possibly try to win a championship. And when it comes to embracing everything that Indiana has to offer, i.e. the Caitlin Clark effect, Sophie's excited about that opportunity. She's excited for an opportunity to play alongside Caitlin because she said that Caitlin changed the game. And she has helped to improve the visibility of the game. And to play alongside her is going to be really cool and help to try to relieve some pressure from Caitlin, be able to spread the floor and have Sophie Cunningham do what she does best, having that help both Caitlin and the roster in general, I think Sophie's down for it, right? She's seen firsthand the Caitlin Clark effect. She saw it at All-Star break. Caitlin commands a lot of attention, right? And Sophie is ready to do whatever she needs to do to be that veteran presence to kind of help Caitlin in her transition and whatever she needs her to do. Because she realizes that no one's walked in Caitlin's footsteps. No one knows specifically what Caitlin has been going through. But at the end of the day, she's going to try to do her best to empower Caitlin to do what she does best, and ultimately empower the rest of her team to just go out there and be great.
But now that I've been here and I have been paying a lot more attention to it, and it's crazy, right? Like it's a whirlwind, and there's an adjustment period not only for her but for her teammates around her, for Indiana as a whole. But I think it's all really good things, and so it takes a little bit to get adjusted to it. But after that, I mean, come on, it's part of something great that doesn't come around very often, and so if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing.
Now, here's the thing. I think Sophie Cunningham is a perfect fit for this team. She's been in the WNBA for 6 seasons, all with the Phoenix Mercury. And in that time, she has been able to learn from some of the best players in the game, including the GOAT herself, Diana Taurasi. And Sophie's looking to pass on some of that wisdom to the next generation of hoopers. And, it makes sense that going to Phoenix, going to a faster paced offense, going into a sort of running gun offense, Sophie's going to be able to do exactly that.
I just outwork people. I'm the ultimate competitor. I'm a fierce competitor. I'm a little bit sassy sometimes, which people don't like, but I love. My teammates always love. And to be honest, I spread the court. Like I can shoot the ball. And when you have playmakers who are quick, who are great passers with Kelsey Mitchell too, it lets them do their thing. And then the defense draws in and you're just ready to shoot. And so, I think that I'll bring a lot to this team, but at the end of the day, I want to be a good leader. I want to be a great teammate. I want to bring the culture piece and make sure our egos are put aside and that we're all in here to win. And I think that's going to be pretty easy with the group that we have. We're going to be a phenomenal group. I'm excited for all the other pieces that came in this offseason with me. And so when I really see what I can do here, I'm confident in that, but I really am just excited for the big picture of what everyone brings to this team.
So it should be pretty fun. Everybody's excited at Feverland. Everybody's excited about Sophie joining the team. Amber Cox, the general manager for the Fever, is excited about Sophie's shooting, her veteran presence. Just as a key addition to the team's roster, it's likely that Sophie Cunningham will not start, but she'll be coming off the bench, be a spark plug for this team as she comes off the bench and starts to make some noise. She's someone who can consistently do what she does well. And when Sophie Cunningham is clicking on all cylinders, when she's being an awesome teammate, it just helps everybody else along.
Number one is toughness. I think I've been watching Sophie for quite a while since she's been in the W, and Amber and I have talked before about how she's the kind of player you always want to have on your team. She has an edge to her game, and I think that is part of what makes her very appealing to add to our group.
The Fever front office, they made it clear that they were targeting experienced players who had that championship mindset. And when you get players like a Sophie Cunningham, DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sydney Colson, that's bringing in 43 seasons of basketball to the Indiana Fever, including players who have won a combined 7 WNBA championships. That's a lot of experience to this team. And we all know that Sophie Cunningham did play with DeWanna Bonner briefly for when DeWanna was with the Phoenix Mercury. And, she knows DeWanna well, and she's very, very excited about having the opportunity to play with DeWanna again.
And so for us to finally come back together, her still scoring at such a high elite level, me still learning from her, I think it's going to be really cool for the rookies and the younger classmen to really kind of learn how champions work. Like, what is their mentality? How are they in the weight room and the training room and all that type of stuff. And so for me, I'm super excited that me and DB are back being teammates. Like like I said, we've been texting quite a bit. We're both excited to get up here. And seriously, I think we're both going to enjoy where we're at in our career, but also we're really looking forward to turning heads in the league where we won a championship. I know she's kind of getting up there in age, and so I know she wants another one. I want my first one. I know the other people around us want one as well. And so I just think that where everyone's mind's at is in a really good spot.
There's a lot of excitement around the Fever, and Sophie Cunningham is going to be a huge asset to whatever this team does next year, which of course their goal is to win a championship, but like we'll ultimately see what happens. With Sophie officially introduced to the Fever's roster, Indiana's mission is clear for 2025. A championship run is the expectation. That's the goal. Get to the championship and ultimately win that thing, because these players are on 1-year deals, right? Everything blows up at the end of 2025. But the hope from the GM is that they win in 2025, and ultimately that helps to re-sign players or get new players to ultimately continue to make this thing happen, because you have your rookies locked in, right? Or your young players locked in. You have your young players locked in, but everybody else is basically on a 1-year deal. So this is the season that they are looking to absolutely make some, right? That is my sort of walkthrough of Sophie Cunningham and her introduction with the Indiana Fever. What do y'all think ultimately? What do y'all think about what the Indiana Fever are trying to do? Do you think that they're going to win a championship? Do you think they're going to make it very far in the playoffs? What do you think? I am very much curious. All right. Zahn says, and from what I hear, Sophie's jersey is already sold out in Indy. Well, we'll see. I'm not even sure about that. I'll look it up. It looks like, yes. It looks like all the sizes, but besides the extra small, are sold out. So I'm looking at it right now. Yes. Looks like the red jersey for the Indiana Fever is all sold out besides one extra small jersey. So yeah, she's... Hey, the Fever know how to sell out stuff. They know how to sell out stuff. Okay. Sunray says, why is she the only one who got the red carpet treatment? She's not the only one who's gotten the red carpet treatment. I'm not sure how much of the Fever you've been paying attention to, but when after Kelsey Mitchell re-signed, she got the red carpet treatment. DeWanna Bonner got the red carpet treatment. This is not a team that is only focus on certain players. Like they've given the red carpet treatment, and I'm sure eventually they're going to do it for Sydney Colson as well. Like this is not a just Sophie thing, right? So yeah, hopefully that helps. Kentucky Rick says, I'm just excited for some 2025 WNBA basketball. I am excited too. Z says, y'all are overrating this Fever team. Well, on paper, this Fever team is very good. But we all know that what happens on paper, it does not always necessarily happen in reality, because we know that last offseason, the Seattle Storm had a stacked team. On paper, the Seattle Storm, in my opinion, was looking like they were going to be contenders. But then we all saw how it turned out. So, just because on paper it looks fabulous, we don't actually know. We don't actually know how things will totally turn out. That's the thing. So yeah, that is the thing. Tiffy, I do believe Natasha Howard did get the red carpet treatment. I'm 90% sure that she did. I'm 90% sure.
Wait. Yep. You look good on me, huh? Look good. Like a whole 360.
Yeah, Lynn says they did nice press conferences for each of the new players so far. Sid is the last one. Yeah, I don't think it's anything about race or whatever. Sophie Cunningham is just the latest one to get it. They did it for Kelsey Mitchell. They did it for DeWanna Bonner. This is not a specific thing for Sophie. This is what the Indiana Fever does. So, and it's something that all other teams should really do as well. I think it kind of helps that the Fever and the Pacers have the same ownership group, and so it makes more stuff possible, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see. Bill says, remember, there's only one ball. Fever are going to have to figure out their chemistry. Facts on facts on facts. I think you're absolutely right. Like, I think that's the big thing. Just because on paper you're a really good squad, you have to figure out chemistry. And sometimes it takes a while. Like, for example, the New York Liberty, when they first created their super team, they didn't win that first year because they had to work through some stuff. And so I'm interested. I'm interested to ultimately see what happens from here. But yeah, man. Anyway, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank you. We're gonna keep it going. Again, this is Quita in the Mornings. I think that's what we're gonna name the show. I think we're gonna name it Quita in the Mornings because it's the morning. I'm Quita, and somebody sent me a comment saying that QLS in the morning felt very ambiguous because like people don't know what QLS is, but people know Quita because I go by Quita. And so let me know if y'all like that name. Anyway, this is Quita in the Mornings, where I talk all about women's hoops. If y'all could, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join me every single morning around this time. Every single morning. Regardless of the day, every single morning. Join me right here. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to talk about different topics every day. The goal is to do 3 topics every day, kind of hit them and quit them, move on with the rest of our day, and just, rock out. So sip some coffee, eat your breakfast, drive to work, and let's rock out with women's basketball.